Yo, what's the crack, boys? The Eastern Conference has just been flipped upside down to what was quite an open conference. You got like four or five teams, potentially six, that could honestly, make the conference finals, potentially the finals. Now it's just two teams. It's just two teams in the space of 2 days. Obviously, Damian Lillard has been traded to the Bucks. Absolutely crazy. That came out of nowhere. Obviously, the reports, a random Eastern Conference team has came out of nowhere, and then it turned out to be the Bucks. Obviously, Jrue Holiday gets traded away to the Blazers as well in that deal. The Celtics trade for him. So now the Celtics, could you call it a super team? I'm not exactly sure. Because now you can have, your backcourt duo of Derek White and Jrue Holiday, which defensively, this might be one of the best defensive teams ever. In your front court, you have Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and then either Porzingis or Al Horford. That's ridiculous. That is a ridiculous team, especially in the closing minutes. Al Horford, last season in the playoffs, he can guard Embiid and Giannis quite well. Embiid in the playoffs last season, Horford was clamming him. He blocked him multiple times on jump shots. Not just layups, jump shots. Obviously, he can do a good job with Giannis as well. Obviously, the team play surrounding, their game plan against Damian Giannis. We'll see how that goes, because you assume that's going to be the Eastern Conference Finals. Depending on the standings, maybe it could be a second. They're going to face each other in the playoffs regardless. Yeah, man, I think this trade for the Celtics is perfect. And you keep your car. Obviously, losing Robert Williams, that's very tough. It has to be done. It has to be done. Defensive wise, because what he does foul a lot. You keep Al Horford over him because, you're trying to win now. Don't get me wrong, Robert Williams is a great player. Obviously, he'll fit well in Portland. Portland is just set up fantastically. We'll get into him in a minute. DeAndre Ayton will be able to play power forward now because obviously he was traded there from the Suns. Huge 3-team deal. Portland are probably the biggest winners I've ever won. But obviously right now it's the Bucks and Celtics. But Jrue Holiday completely changes this team. Obviously last season, in the playoffs, did have a streaky shooting games. The 4 for 14s. The league is lucky that they have Joe Mazzulla as the coach, who I think will have a better year. His first year as a proper coach. Did get exposed to the lack of coaching experience last season. I think he'll have definitely a better coaching season this year. You'd like to think. He's got a very good team. He's got a very good team on his hands now. This is a huge loss for the Sixers and the Heat. The Cavs, they got a really good team. They just need a few more experience. Maybe Donovan Mitchell does request a trade to New York. Who knows? But yeah, Miami Heat, this is one of the biggest bag fumbles of all time. You have four stars in the past few years say, I want traded. Get me to Miami. Obviously, there's more teams, but Miami is always on the list. They got none of them. Personally, if Dame got traded to Miami Heat, they'd be my pick to win it all. Miami is just such a good team, that Heat culture, they just got a good team, best coach in the league. And if you added Damian Lillard, in the finals, that's what you were missing. Just a Damian Lillard. You'd win. You'd 60 wins, coast to the East. Conference finals gets a little harder. Win the finals. That's what it would have been, but no. They're going to be a second round. Maybe make the conference finals. People are still doubting them again. So, I'm not going to doubt the Heat. Maybe make the conference finals, but that's it. That's their ceiling. Unless something crazy happens again, But you doubt it. It's going to be a Celtics versus Bucks conference finals, and that's it. In this matchup, though, I genuinely think this is the Celtics year. This is finally, Tatum's going to take that leap as a superstar. Jaylen Brown is going to solidify himself as the best second option in the league. Porzingis, if he stays relatively healthy, he's not going to play, 70 games, maybe not even 60 games. But, he's available for the playoffs. That rim protection is going to be absolutely lethal. He'll have amazing blocks. Depends if you want to match him up with Al Horford. Depends what lineups they play. But, like I said, backcourt duo of Jrue Holiday and Derek White, that's great shooting, depending, you never know, to be honest. Defensively wise, that's the best defensive backcourt in the league. Jaylen Brown, the small forward, Tatum, the power forward, and you put Porzingis in the center, who, he does play more power forward. It just depends. Maybe put Jrue at the point, Jaylen Brown the two, Jaylen Brown's still a great defender. Jason Tatum's still a great defender. This might be the best defensive team in, do I want to say ever? Off the top of my head, I don't want to say ever. But they're one of the best teams. I can't wait to see this team play. As a Sixers fan, this shit hurts. But come on, bro. This shit hurts. Matchup wise, against the Bucks, I like Drew Holiday could probably do something with Dame. He's not the best, statistically, not he has the best time against Dame. Apart from, the Pelicans Blazers playoff series. Who's like Chris Middleton on Tatum? Like, who's gonna guard Jim Brown? Like, you got all these questions for the Bucks. Giannis and Dame, that is quite literally an unstoppable duo. Who knows if the Celtics were able to stop that? But it's very interesting. Like, it's so interesting, man. Like, this is going to be such a crazy series, a crazy season. These teams will be fighting for the top of the East. The Blazers are definitely huge winners in this trade. You get DeAndre and you get Robert Williams. You get all these obviously the picks as well. Malcolm Brogdon's easily going to get traded. So, like, plus those assets. Unless they try to keep him, you pick jersey number 92. That's literally just a trade request. Like, come on now. So we'll see what, Malcolm Brogdon sells for. You're gonna have to see, but there's future. Scoot, Anthony Simons, got Shaden Sharp, DeAndre Ayton, Robert Williams, all this young core. Like Scoot's like the new West, you could say. Chauncey Billups, quite a new head coach. By the time these players are in their prime, he's gonna be by the time Scoot's in his prime, he's gonna be a lot better coach. So their future is bright. I believe with the addition of DeAndre Ayton, I think he'll be a lot more dominant. It's no lie that he doesn't want to be on Phoenix. He's finally in an organization where he'll probably want to be. Like, it 100% as an NBA player. If you're in an organization that doesn't want you, you don't want to be there. You're not going to be playing your best. You're not going to be in that zone. Not going to be in your bag. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now he's in an organization which it's just fun. It's like, okay, like, we got these young players. Let's just wait. Maybe get some good draft picks, or our draft picks. Get some more young talent, maybe sign a good free agent. Let's just wait out. Like, he can be himself, he can make mistakes. There's no huge pressure. Obviously, Jeremy Grant, he's going to ball out. He's going to have a great year. Obviously, he got that bag, so, he'll probably be there the whole time. Or they trade him for some young guy. The possibilities are endless. All in all, Bucks, Celtics, Trailblazers won this trade. The Suns, we'll see how their role players play. We'll see how they work. Defensively, I think they'll be good with Frank Vogel, but realistically, I think the Celtics are the biggest winners. Bucks as well, this came out of nowhere. Obviously, we'll see how the loss of Drew Holiday comes along. Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and then Dame. That's a very solid core, but the Celtics is just a lot better. This may come down to coaching, who's got the better coach, or it's the best player. Is this Tatum's year to solidify himself as the best player in the NBA? I don't think he'll win MVP. Their team's too good. Their team's just too good. But the Finals MVP may dictate that, give him the best player in the NBA, depending on how he performs. But yeah, big season coming up in the NBA.